Testing, testing. Hey guys, I'm out here in New York on Lake Champlain. Wind's blowing really hard today, and I'm gonna show you a couple things. I'm gonna show you how good a Falcon rides out here in the big water. A lot of people always ask me, how's that Falcon ride? To be honest with you, you haven't seen big water or big waves until you come up north. The little lakes down south, they get rough and bumpy. The water up here gets big. It'll overtake your boat. I'm gonna show you how to run this. You can run it in any kind of boat, but obviously you'll get to see the performance of how a Falcon performs in this particular weather. The biggest thing you gotta try to do when it's windy like this, you gotta keep the bow of the boat up. You wanna keep the bow of the boat up, you gotta be really patient, and you just kinda gotta take your time and not let your adrenaline get the best of you. What I like to do, we're gonna do it right now, get the bow of the boat up by almost planing off. The thing that people always get in a rush with and want to actually plane off and go, you're going to sink your boat and beat the crap out of your boat. You're going to rip petroleum out of your graphs and your rods and reels off the deck of the boat. What you got to do is right at the moment where your boat is about to plane off, you got to leave your boat there the whole time. So it takes a lot of patience to run at 15 mile an hour, 16 mile an hour. But the difference between, you can try to run this at 25, 30, 40 miles an hour, but you're gonna tear your boat up. Your boat's not gonna last 3 or 4 days during a tournament or a week of practice and tournament if you try to run your boat like that. You have to take care of your equipment. So I'm gonna show you how we do it. Okay guys, out here on Champlain in New York, today, it's probably, as bad as it is, it's probably mostly 2 to 4 footers with an occasional 5 or 6 footer, just a rogue 6 footer here and there. Here's the thing you need to remember anytime you drive a boat in big water like this. Now I know a lot of people think you have big water. A lot of times, especially if you live down south, you got rough water. You live on Okeechobee, that's rough water. You live on Lake Sam Rayburn, that's rough water. You come up north, you got big water, and you get in trouble real fast. Down south, you can just bang up your boat and loosen up some bolts. Up here, you die. You can sink a boat up here. I don't care what your boat manufacturer is. You can sink, you get a lot of trouble really fast. Most of the time, the trouble comes from in big water is taking a wave over the nose and not being able to get the boat back on plane. So what I want to show you is a couple things. I'll show you, I'm in a Falcon F-20 Predator today. Boat runs really good in this kind of water, big water and rough water. But any of them can sink if you got a bad boat driver, if you're inexperienced on big water. The biggest thing you need to remember, there's three things I want you to remember. Slow down, be patient, keep the nose high. If you can remember those three things, you can get, these boats will take very good care of you. They will take care of you. You can drive them just about anything, but if you're not patient, if you don't keep the nose high, and whatever the third thing I said was, slow down, you're gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna show you how to do that. We're gonna start off right now. It's not so bad right here where we are now. We're gonna slow down to keep the nose high. What we're gonna do, we're not actually gonna plane the boat off. I'm running 11 miles an hour right now, 10 and a half, 11 miles an hour, almost on plane. That feeling you get when the bow is up, but the boat is not planing off, we gotta run that entire way just like that to keep the nose high and keep those waves from crashing over the nose. So I'm gonna run just like this. Now, remember I said you gotta be really patient. So it takes a lot of patience to go 40 miles at 10 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour. Give yourself time to get wherever you're going. Give yourself 3 or 4 more times what it normally would take. Secondly, when I'm keeping the nose high like this, it can be hard to see. So there's 2 things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch my graph extra close. And I'm also gonna look out to the side to make sure I don't hit another boat or a buoy. But I've gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. I can't take my eye off the steering wheel, off of where I'm going. I've really got to pay attention to what's going on, or I'll get in trouble real fast. Now you notice 10, 12 miles an hour is not fast. Do the math on that. If I got to go 40 miles, it might take me 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? So you got to factor that into wherever your fishing location is if you're planning to do this. You might only be able to go a certain distance. Also with your fuel, since you're going slower, you're going to burn a lot more fuel. You're running your engine constantly. Now by going slower like this, the other thing that I'm gonna do, keeping my bow high, is I'm gonna keep myself dry. Keeping the nose of the boat high pushes the wake of the boat towards the back. I don't even have my rain suit on right now. If I were to go ahead and plane off, I'd probably knock my grass off. The trolling motor would be trashed, my rods and reels would be trashed, and we would be wet. By keeping the nose high, you can see all my boat wakes is behind me. When I get to my fishing location, I want to get there with my trolling motor intact, my rods and reels intact, and all my equipment. If I tried to ride at 30 or 40 miles an hour right now, I can almost guarantee you when we get to wherever I'm going, there's no way that my boat, my trolling motor, or even my rods and reels would last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a competition. You would just tear everything up. So remember that. Not only are you being patient so you don't swamp your boat and so you can stay dry, you need to take care of your equipment, especially in a multi-day tournament. It's got to last you the entire week. Big ones right there. There's the real ones. All right, this is the most dangerous way to drive the boat in these big waves like this. It's when you're going with the wind. The reason it's most dangerous is because you have less control over the boat speed. So you really got to watch what you're doing, because what'll happen is you get with a wave behind you, the wave will push you and it pushes you into the next one, and you'll take one over the nose. So you really got to pay attention and watch the waves, and if you see you're about to crest over the top of one, let off the gas. You really got to learn how to lift. Lift means just let off the gas. You got to feather that throttle so you don't overpower the boat, bring that bow down, and crash into another wave. Without a doubt, the hardest way to drive is with the wind. And going against it, I've got the wind to my nose, so anytime I need to come off the throttle, I can be a little bit more aggressive because I got the wind pushing against me. But when the wind is pushing with you, you can get in trouble really fast. You want to do everything you can to avoid the nose going down into a wave, taking one over the nose. It's all bad. That's the real ones. So we get out in front of that island. Big ones. This is how you got to drive the entire way. You'll stay dry. Your trolling motor will be in better shape. Your rods and reels can stay on the deck. I'm actually leaving my rods and reels on the deck. What happens is a lot of guys will lose patience and they want to hurry up and go. And then you catch that rogue 3 to 5 footer, and then you take one over the nose and you're done. Take your time. Go really slow, 10 miles an hour. Keep the bow high. That pushes the water to the back. You notice I'm not even wet. I don't even have to have a rain suit on today. When I get to my spot, I won't have to worry about my trolling motor being intact, my rods and reels on the deck. Going slow is the way to go in rough water.